Welcome to the Defiantly podcast. Today we are talking about the Man United game that is happening on Thursday night at the Bridge. Andrew, Man United are currently sixth with 48 points. They've played 29 games, won 15, drawn 3, lost 11. Chelsea are 12th with 40 points. We have only played 28 games. We've won 11, drawn 7, and lost 10. The injuries, a delightful subject that always has to make an appearance in our podcast because of the sheer number of them. Chalobah, Chukwuemeka, Gusto, Sanchez, and Sanchez are all in training. Chilwell is ill, and according to the official Chelsea website, he is not available. And then the rest are all continuing rehabilitation, which include Colwill, Fofana, Reece James, Lavia, and Kuku, Ugachukwu. But Lavia, as we know, is out for the rest of the season. United, on the other hand, got Lindelof, Martinez, Shaw, Malaysia, and Martial all out. With all that being said, and after the disappointing result against Burnley, I know it's a draw, but it's still disappointing. I think I know what you're gonna say, but tell me what you want to see from the game against Man United at home.
The ball going in the back of their net.
Goals, goals, goals.
I can't see us keeping a clean sheet at the minute. I just think they've got a few players that can pop up with a goal and make something happen randomly. And they're good at set pieces offensively, which I think is mainly Maguire, but the bloke's got a slab head and he seems to find the net against us. Well, he did that one game. It's an uphill battle for us. Don't think Man United have been great this season.
No, I think they've been really lucky. Certain results have been really lucky with them.
I think they're one that score late on quite a lot. Even this season, I think the last few seasons have scored late on in a lot of games. And we like conceding goals late in a lot of games. So I don't think I'm ever going to feel comfortable, even if we've got a lead in this one. I don't think we're doing a lot wrong, really, other than defensive set pieces and not putting the ball in the back of the net when we make chances. We create a lot of half chances. Occasionally, a lot of the time, I think we make the wrong decision and we're too greedy. Sometimes we pass when there's no need to. It just feels like whatever decision we're making isn't quite the right one a lot of the time. In that last bit, and I don't. We just need to start making one, correct decisions, and two, when we get a decent chance, put the ball in the net.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely with certain bits of decision making, sometimes I think we're a bit too slow. It's almost like we don't know where the support players are going to be or expect them to be in the box. A couple of better touches in the box would be nicer. And actually I just want to see someone throttle the ball inside the box. It just always seems to be this got to place it, and they're placing it always quite softly and near the keeper. So it doesn't even bounce off the keeper. Like, he catches it every time. Well, not every time, but a lot of times. The one thing that I will say about this game is I could see it being quite an open game, which I'm hoping will play and help us out. But then also, I think United like that. I mean, well, they definitely like a counter-attack like us, and they're definitely more clinical in this counter-attack. That was proven against Liverpool in the, I think it was the FA Cup game, I want to say. They went to extra time, yeah, and they beat them through counter-attacking. Good game. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, there's a part of me that says we're lucky to get a draw. Realistically,
It just depends what Chelsea turn up, really. It's ridiculous, but in theory, I can see us winning 3-0, and in theory, I can see us losing 2-0. Quite comfortably, those are the results, and I wouldn't be surprised by either. And it's just like, obviously, I'm going to predict a win and hope for the fucking best that we're actually going to turn up on the day, but if I were a betting man, I wouldn't put a bet on us. I wouldn't put a bet on the game. I think both teams can be a bit wobbly, a bit weird. So it's anyone's game really. Is Garnacho going to have a moment of magic? Is Bruno going to have a moment of magic? Is Rashford going to have a moment of magic? Is Maguire going to get on the end of something? Maybe. All of those are possible. Do we win a penalty? Maybe. Does Jackson does the ball hit him in the face and go in? Because that seems to be the easiest way for him to score is if he's just pushing someone out of the way and the ball hits him in the face. That's probably the best
Sorry.
thing. We're going to need to dominate the midfield. That's the only way that we've got any chance of winning. I haven't seen a lot of him, but I know they're raving about their new youngster, Mainu.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see him play. I saw a little bit of the England game, but not a lot. But yeah, we're gonna have to dominate the midfield. We're gonna have to create a lot of chances to get a couple of goals and hope that defensively we stay solid. Is what I'm aiming for at this point.
No, they're all fair shouts. I think, like I said, for me, I think it is intensity. You know, it doesn't mean defenders are going in 2-footed every time, but I just think they need to be a bit more tempo, more intensity, like making it harder for the attackers. Same at the top. Again, it's more intensity when you're running into the box, not standing still, being a bit more physical and holding up the ball. I'm just tired of this. I'm just tired of this kind of almost going through the motions. Oh, well, I'm tracking him and I'm pressing him, but then I'm stopping and I'm not actually doing anything and making it easier for them and stuff. It's that side of it. I find there's too many of us just going through the motions. Oh, well, I'm supposed to run now, so I'm going to run. And oh, I've tracked back and I've tried to cut across. It just doesn't seem smart. It's just add a bit more tempo and just think about what the fuck it is that you're doing more than anything else.
I think from what you're saying, it's just kind of twigged in my head. You're right. We're not pressing as a team again. We got out of the habit of pressing as a team, and it is one player presses, another player presses, another player, and they've just got enough time to get rid of it to someone that's in space because no one else is pressing at the same time. I don't know how you get that back, really, to be honest.
Well, that's just effort. It's effort. I don't when we're on the ball, we've got effort. But in terms of when we don't have the ball, I think even when they're on the outside of our box or just on the inside of our box, we are too standoffish. We're waiting for them to make the first move. And I just feel like when you're doing that, you're giving the opposition players more time to set up how they want to set up and create things. And we're not very switched on. We're not always tracking players, and therefore some little bastard always manages to get through. And then we go, oh, they were standing around going, oh, whose man's that? It's pathetic. It's child's games. It's ridiculous. The old school way of doing it, that's your man. Like, he is your man. That number or that person, whatever works for them, I don't care. That is your man. If he gets anywhere near your area, that's who he is. And even then, if it's someone else and they're there, you're not gonna go, oh, it's not my man, is it? You're gonna go, he's in my area. He's an open man. Like, it's just being a bit more switched on, I think. I genuinely think it's more about being switched on and realizing it's a game of football. There are kids on school playgrounds that would see somebody making a run and go, fuck, I don't want them to get past me and score. It's ridiculous.
I was too busy goal hanging for any of that nonsense.
That's because you're Tory Andrew Flo, mate. That was your job, and that's fair enough. I, on the other hand, had to do something different.
Also, had to just get in the way.
I had to get my body in the way, mate. I didn't have speed.
Regarding teams, what team are you putting together that's going to do that for you?
It's a good question. Personally, I feel like they need a life coach in that changing room or a motivational speaker in that changing room before the game to galvanize the team to realize what they are actually fighting for and the opportunity that they have in front of them. I think some of them need a bit of a realization as to that. But moving on to the teams,
Plug for yourself. To be fair, I think you're about as unqualified as our medical department. So
I don't know, mate. I've got qualifications in life coaching. That's all I can say about that.
I do think our medical team is the equivalent of the school nurse that just gives you like a little sweet every time you go to her because you're ill and just give you a sweet and you just fuck off.
You'll live, off you go. Yeah, better.
It's an Argos sweet. I don't think Argos make like painkillers.
It's a bit no, is it? Do you ever watch Big Bang Theory? You know when Amy's ill and Sheldon has to look after her. He's like, "Do you believe in the whatever effect it is?"
Yeah.
Oh, this may look like and smell like and taste like a Tic Tac, but I assure you, it is not. It's that kind of level. Yeah. Right. Okay. So I will have Petrovic in goal. I mean, Gusto's apparently in training still, so I'm going to go with Gusto on the chances that he is fit. Because fuck me, God knows what we'll do if he's not. Um, I am gonna play a little risk, and I'm gonna go for Dizazi, Chalobah.
Is Chalobah not injured?
Well, mate, at the end of the day, as I said, we've got Chalobah who's injured but back in training. So's Gusto, and so's Chukwuemeka.
Okay.
So I'm hoping Chalobah is actually going to be okay because I actually feel he gives us a bit of impetus and he'll take control of the back line. If I'm brutally honest, he'll start pointing and start telling people what to do. And we normally have a pretty good record when he's in defence. So that's why I'm going with him. And we're then going to go with Cucurella because I don't have another choice. Midfield,
Keep Samuel Smith down there, who can do a decent job at left back.
yeah, I'm not confident. I'm not confident throwing in a youngster who's not had a lot of minutes in with an inexperienced defence at the end of the day. And that's not playing well.
Gilchrist also put a shift at left back for us. Just
So again,
Alfie Gilchrist is putting a shift at left back.
he has put in a shift to left back. I'd probably put him ahead of the other one that you said. I forgot his name. I do apologise. Actually, that's a good shout. You put Gusto on the left and you put Gilchrist on the right. But again, that means he's up against Adele. No, Dark Hill. Oh, I can't remember his name. The guy who scored for United against Liverpool. We got the winning goal and they got sent off for taking his shirt off.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. Midfield.
Diallo? Diallo. Diallo? Diallo.
They call him one name, and I think he's got a different name on the back of his shirt, so it doesn't really help. I mean, to be fair, I don't want to put Enzo and Caicedo out, but I feel like I've got to. Yeah, I'm just hoping for a better performance from them. Still haven't. Casadei still barely hasn't had really much of a look in. I thought Burnley would have been a perfect game for him, but oh well. I'm sure the manager knows best. Conor Gallagher in the middle. Go with Palmer on the right. I am going to put Mudryk on the left, as I didn't think he had a bad game against Burnley on the left. And he can move around a bit. They all move around a bit freely, to be honest. So we'll go with that. And then it's going to have to be our main man up front, Nicholas Jackson. So it's, yeah, I've only made one change from the Burnley game, but I'm hoping that solves an issue.
What's going on with Thiago Silva?
Absolutely nothing. He is fit. He is available. I think they just don't want to play him because everyone is now saying that he's leaving this summer. And I think the club will dig themselves a bigger hole if he comes on and we start performing better. Because then they'll be like, well, he's got to stay. And I don't think they want him to stay. That's the only reason I can think about it.
Still sticking him in left centre back. That's probably the only change I'd make. Part of me wants to play Chukwuemeka, but he's just coming back from injury, so I feel a bit hypocritical on the basis that I keep having a go at. We keep getting players injured.
I think he'll come on. It's okay. I think he'll come on and make an appearance.
I think Noni could make a difference as well, but I'm not playing instead of Cole, and I don't think he tracks back enough. So again, he's one to come on late on probably.
Well, he didn't track back very well when he did come on, and like I said, he didn't track his man in the box. Not that that is his forte, and that's what he's supposed to be doing, realistically. But at the end of the day, if that's what the manager wants you to do, then he does need to get better at doing that. And there's a lot of players that we can say about that, to be fair. So
I think him and Sterling noticeably are the worst for me.
I think all the wingers actually. I don't think we have a single winger that I go, yeah, fair.
To be fair, I do think Cole puts a shift in.
Yeah, but
The
the problem we have that is he tracks back too far, which let's face it, sometimes he's got to do. Our most threatening attacker is then in his own penalty box, which is
like,
not really
want everyone to track back, but then also want everyone to be forward. Like, and I
he's
think
not as he's not as quick as the others as well getting forward. I'm not saying he's slow, but compared to the other wingers and stuff, he's not the fastest. So then he's got to then get back up there, and actually, if anyone I think should be staying further up the pitch, it's actually him because he holds the ball up quite well.
he's the only one that might actually put the ball in the back of the net as well. So
Well, and he can, he'll feed a decent ball through to those oncoming runners, whereas the rest of them, I don't always expect them to get the trajectory right and the weight. So that's my team. You do say you're going to put in Silva other than instead of Chalobah? Is that what you said?
you know what? I'm putting Silver in instead of Dizazi.
I like it. Bold. Should I switch them round though? Chalobah on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quite like that myself. To be fair, it's not a bad shout.
I personally don't think Dizazi played well enough this season to have played started basically every game since he joined the club.
But that's because of injuries.
Well,
I honestly believe that it's only because of injuries. Hang on, before we carry on this, is you happy with your team? Yeah, that's it.
yeah, that's it. I think that.
Wait, I'll stop sharing. I honestly think it's because of injuries. I genuinely, he's had a few good performances. I will put it out there. Absolutely, there have been some games where I go, yes, okay, cool. We see him getting better. But again, I don't know if it's an international break thing, and he just forgot what it's like to play in the Premier League. I don't know. But overall,
I don't think he even went away with the French team, did he? I'd be surprised if he gets in the French squad.
well, he might go. He just might travel. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'd be surprised if he even gets in the squad, to be honest.
that's a fair point. But they do rotation and stuff, don't they? So you don't know. You don't know.
What do you think the score's going to be, Matt?
Fuck. 2-1. If we're 2-1. I mean, if we're really on it, I want to. No, do you know what? If we're really on it, I could see it being 3-2. I can't see it being a massive whitewash. That's the problem. I can't see us not conceding. Like every time I think we get a goal, they're gonna score. It's just gonna be who gets the last one. So
right.
I'll go 3-2.
Oh, that's good. Go 2-1.
I could tell I'm doing you a favor here. I'm doing you a favor. So with that, I will say it's gonna be Cole Palmer. I feel like Jackson needs to do something, so I'm gonna give it to Jackson. I would like to say Mudryk, but I'll say Jackson. And then my all important super sub, the goal off the bench, I will give to Noni.
Okay. Yeah. Do you know what? I don't even want to. I just don't want to jinx anyone at this point.
That's part of it. Yeah.
I don't want to jinx it. I don't really. In my head, genuinely, I think it either it's a Cole Palmer brace or we're not scoring two. But I don't really want to say that, so I'm going to end up saying Malagusto is going to get one, and I'm going to say Caicedo is going to get one because realistically they got no fucking chance. So I'm not jinxing anything.
These score predictions are supposed to be slightly realistic. Like if I knew you were gonna go 2-1 and do that, I would have said go fuck yourself and I'll take the 2-1. That's ridiculous. Put a bet on that and to see what comes in. That is so
If
ridiculous.
fucking happens now, you're downing a bottle of like Smirnoff Ice, but like the big one, like the
Big
big
one. The big one.
on top. Everyone's going to see it, and we'll go viral.
Gusto and Caicedo. I mean, mate, you could have chosen Gallagher or Enzo from the midfield to get your goal, but you've gone Caicedo.
Sick of trying to jinx. I like jinxing players. Rashford's going to score for them tomorrow.
Nah. McTominay. I just feel like McTominay's going to do something. I really do. I just like.
Well, you've got 2 goal scorers, so
I personally think it's going to be McTominay and Garnacho. So yeah. Right, on that cheery end to another episode. Thank you all for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification button, and stay tuned for the post-game analysis. Thank you all for watching.